What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. We're kind of going back to, the basics because I love making these videos for you guys. I'll just go over kind of like what I'm planning on doing for the future, but I have a lot of things in mind, and sometimes that gets hard because I almost have too many ideas for videos for you guys, but I'm gonna try to just make all of them. What I wanted to say was, at my job that I'm working at currently, I'm gonna be working a couple more hours than I normally would be. So I just wanted to sit here and say that I'm probably gonna be very, very swamped. And I also have my day off at work is on a Thursday. So I'm gonna start posting these on Thursdays now, which you will be seeing this on Thursday, the 23rd. So algorithm, don't screw me there. I'm just posting a day later from now on. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate everything y'all have done on the last video. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I thought it was pretty funny just to, see my friends' reaction. Either way, it was just for fun. It's nothing personal to me or anybody or nothing like that, but I wanted to sit here and kind of run that over with you guys as far as my schedule changing and what to expect. So yeah, I kind of just I'm gonna start keeping these videos as much as possible. Most of the time y'all will see these unless I say differently. I have loved all the support, and I've noticed that my channel's growing pretty fast, especially from when I first started. It's going up a lot, so I appreciate that from all of you. I really do. To the topic, I'm currently waiting for my friend, and I was sitting here thinking, I was like, well, I have no clue what to make a video on, but I kind of just wanted to talk about how I've been and why I've been like that, or why I've been the way that I have. And I just wanted to say that I've spent probably around the past 10 months, maybe almost 11 now, just reflecting the most that I ever have in my entire life. That was due to a couple different scenarios that happened in my life. Shit happens, that's life. But I've been super grateful because of that, because I've been able to work on the things that I've wanted to help other people with. And one thing that this kind of ties to and reminds me of is that, you can't love someone until you love yourself. So for me to be able to tell you guys these things, I feel that I should also be doing those myself, and not by forcing myself to, but really because I want to. And I've really found that in the past 5 months, I've really locked into wanting to do it. But that first step you take, it's always going to be, you have to make yourself. And yeah, but either way, I've spent a lot of time, just kind of by myself. I mean, obviously, you hang out with your friends, you got to have a balance in life for sure. But I've just spent a lot more of my free time actually doing things that matter, like content. And I know that it's something that I want to pursue, right? And, I talk about dreams all the time, and especially as of recently, I talk about it a lot. But I just wanted to tell you guys that you can really do anything you put your mind to, because I'm sitting here doing this while I'm also working a job that I'm working at least 40 hours a week, and very soon I'll probably be working more like 60. But I just want to tell you that if you think you can't do it because you have not as much time, or you think you got too many things going on, unless you are literally working until you go to sleep and you're waking up and repeating that every single day of your life, you have time, okay? And sometimes you need to understand that you need to be able to take some of that time, not all of it, right? Let's say you work every single day and you have Sundays off or something, right? If you're willing to chase your dreams or do whatever it is that you want to do, I don't even know what it could be, right? If you want to learn an instrument, if you wanted to start doing content creation, if you wanted to go start a business, you can do all of that stuff in your free time. Or sometimes when you're even at work, you might have time that you might be able to go do that. Or if you have a lunch break, go do that then, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to, we limit ourselves as human beings a lot because we think that we need X, Y, and Z to happen before we can. But in reality, it's really just procrastination and lack of determination to actually go get it. And one thing that I always tell myself when I feel like giving up on, whether it's been content in the past or whether it's been just literally anything, I always tell myself, you don't want it bad enough if you're willing to quit. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that's kept me super motivated. But I realize now that what makes me motivated to be able to like make my videos, and when I'm sitting there struggling with, you know, ideas to come up with content and stuff like that, one thing that always gets me motivated, which is doing right now, is when I talk to you guys. When I actually sit down and have a good conversation with you, because I know that I'm helping somebody, and also I'm just letting things flow off the brain, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, I was just thinking about a topic. Now we're here, now I'm talking to you guys about it, right? So it's just that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to say too, you don't need anybody to make something happen, right? A lot of people have this idea like you have to try to find a friend to get locked in and, you know, make some content or make your dreams come true and go to Miami and like day trade, like the whole nine, right? You really don't. At the end of the day, I know so many people who have started up even day trading on their own. Like and props to them, because they found out the method that you don't need somebody to chase your dreams because they're yours. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard it is to find somebody that can also be a friend and also has the same dreams as you? It's very small, because you have to understand, with everybody, nobody's the same, right? It's very hard to make that your mindset, right? Especially when you're in a place where you want to get something done and you feel like achieving your dreams. It's hard to do that when you're so worried about finding someone else to do it because it'll be easier. And when in turn it's really not. It's just someone to lean on, and like, you know, and I get that. But, you know, one thing I did for a while is that I would always be like, listen, man, if you want to go chase your dreams, like, let's go do content. Like, I would always assume that people wanted to do what I did. And I realized from them telling me, like, straight up, one of my friends was like, yo, I don't want to do that. And I was like, damn. But that doesn't mean we can't be friends, you know what I mean? So you just have to understand that there's only one of you, one person who has the exact same mindset on everything. So you can't be out here searching for a significant other, or even a friend or a partner like that, where you're expecting them to think the same way as you and getting mad when they don't, because that's just not realistic, you know what I mean? And that's just something I had to figure out the hard way. So I'm trying to help you guys figure that out too, because the more you realize, not the first time, I think I talked about it, but I'm still in that mindset of like, I just really noticed now, like, I don't want any relationship, because at least from all the women that I've met, they can be cool, they can be nice to talk to, but I can't imagine being with someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got girls out here wearing skimpy clothes and like posting on social media. That's one of the biggest ones. It's like, people just want to be seen, they just want to be heard, and that's a whole lot of shit that I can't get behind, especially as someone who's trying to have more self-respect for themselves. I don't want to surround myself with people who aren't full of self-respect themselves, you know what I mean? When you're disrespecting yourself and you're just selling your body out on the internet just for clout, it's like not even money yet. Like, it's not like it's OnlyFans, you know? And even then, it's worse, like morally worse. But like, these women just ain't even getting anything out of it. It's like, yeah, you might have a couple of dudes that want to be with you, but you have to understand too, my women, those dudes only want to be with you because they probably saw your Instagram and they're like, damn, she's hot. They're seeing how you're dressed, your ass cheeks hanging out. They want to fuck. That's all it is. And I'm trying to help y'all women out too, because if y'all can understand that, it's not that men ain't shit, but sometimes you gotta self-reflect on yourself and be like, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10, but half of the time, it really do be ourselves. It be us, that the ones that really don't got it figured out yet, and we're trying to blame other people for our mistakes subconsciously, because it's just, oh, there's a disagreement, you're wrong, and I think I'm right. So that's just where I'm talking about, like, that kind of ignorance. It just needs to go. We need to leave it in 2025 and just like, let's just move on. But yeah, you got to be able to understand when you're wrong and put that pride aside, put your ego down, because at the end of the day, no one person is better than any other human being. You have to remember that. I'm not better than anyone else. I'm not better than you, the viewer, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, a priest isn't better than you because he works in that line of work. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's now guaranteed a better spot in heaven because they chose to do that. It's not how that works. Just do the right shit and it'll get you the furthest in life. So I just wanted to spit some absolute game to y'all real quick. That was kind of a lot, but was mainly aimed at this topic of just self-reflection, all right? I want y'all to realize when you're in those conversations, when you're having that disagreement, that argument, sometimes you got to look at yourself and be like, am I wrong? Or did I do something wrong? Maybe it is me. You know what I'm saying? It's not overthinking. It's just being real with yourself. You got to be able to analyze that in yourself if you want to grow as a human being. If you want to mature as a human being. If you want to be considered an adult, you have to do that. Because if everyone just moves on in the path that we're going right now, nothing's going to change. Like, no one's going to want to date anybody because everyone hates the other gender. And, like, you know what I mean? It's just cooked. So I'm trying to really push that message as someone, not even just as a guy. I'm talking to my men out there. I'm talking to my women out there. Every single one of y'all needs to be able to dissect that and notice that, because it is not just women and it is not just men. So just please take some time. Next time you're in a disagreement with somebody, it might even be easier, because most of the time we do our arguing over social media. So, you know, that's even more reason for you to sit back and think. You don't have to like pause in the middle of your conversation, but just always be able to reflect on those things. And, you know, another big thing to work on is owning up. Whenever you're wrong about something, just own up to it. Just be like, no, you know what? I was wrong. That's one of the hardest things to do. I will admit, at least for me, it's one of the hardest things to be like, I'm wrong, damn. Because I have a very egotistical side myself. And I'm trying to break out of that for the past couple months now. So it's easier now than it has been before, but it's still not an easy task. You know, that ego wants to tell you, hey, you're right, you're the best at everything. But sometimes you just need the balance. The balance is the most important thing in life. So if y'all can figure that out with literally everything, you find balance, you'll find peace. If you want to find peace, you need to have that. It's not a secret location located 14,000 miles away from civilization or anything. It's really just having balance. That's where you'll find peace. And a lot of people get peace and comfortability misconstrued. Now, when you're comfortable just means you're in a space that you've been in for a while and it's easy now. But if you're trying to grow and challenge yourself as a person to be better in all aspects of life, you can't be just comfortable. You can be comfortable when you're older. You know what I mean? Once you've like confidently sat there and been like, you know what? I'm at peace with everything. Then that's when you get comfortable. Being comfortable is not a bad thing. Only if you're in the right state of mind to be comfortable. You know what I mean? But anyways, this has been super long. I'm going to probably just leave most of this uncut because it is what it is. But sorry, I'm in my car. I'm just waiting on my boy to come out, but gave me a good amount of time to talk to my beautiful people out there. I love y'all so much. Without y'all, this is not possible. But yeah, if you enjoyed the content, make sure drop a like and a comment down below. I will be reading everything. I respond to everything. And if you guys have, you know, like I always say, if you ever have anything that you need me to talk about or any things that you struggle with personally, I guarantee you a lot of other people do too. So don't be afraid to comment that down below. But I will catch y'all on the flip.